Hey, what up everybody? It's Sinny, and this is Gems of War on PS4. And today, I don't know what to call this, but it's gonna be called something like, what's the bare minimum you should do each day on Gems of War? Or, what does Sinnycool do each day on Gems of War? Or, how to play Gems of War, the bare minimum you should do each day. I haven't thought of a name yet, but I'm sure you'll see it in the title and you'll know what the name is. But can't think of a good name for it. But this is basically what you should do each day, the bare minimum. Like, you don't want to not do any of these things. This is the least you should do each day on Gems of War. So first of all, we're collecting our tribute, which is something you can do every hour. And you'll get more gems if you do it that way. The only thing that stacks up is gold. The rest of it you can get more if you collect it every single hour. If you let it stack up and stack up and stack up, then you're not getting more. You're getting what you would have got in that 1 hour. And here's just our daily login rewards. We're getting some stuff for honorable. We're getting some stuff for factions. We're getting the ingots there. I'm getting like 8 ingots for delves. And here's our little event thing. Sometimes I look at these, usually at the beginning of the week. Today is the dragon kitty pet. So that's going to be something we're going to do. That's one of the bare minimum things you should do. It all depends on what day it is and what event is going on and what kind of guild you're in. But for me, I can show you at least what I do each day. Collecting my PvP, I lost 31 battles, but that's good, believe it or not. You don't want to win, you want to lose, and if you're lower level, you should probably set a team that's like all fire bombs or something that somebody can beat easily. That way they fight you more often, you get more rewards that way. Just collecting my rewards here. Just somebody did a legendary task or something in the guild, and then a few other random things. So I always just open up my keys as soon as I get them, pretty much, except for event keys, which I make sure it's a week that I need either a legendary or a mythic, or else I save them up. This week I do need somebody. I can't remember who it is, but I know I need the mythic from this kingdom, so I've been opening all of them. Bright Forest. I'm not sure which mythic that is off the top of my head, but I've been opening all my keys trying to get it. So yeah, that's just general stuff at the beginning there, just collecting stuff. But the very first thing I do every single day is dungeons. Dungeons, you want to do this every day. Get your diamonds, save up your diamonds. That way you can get mythics. You can target mythics. You can craft mythics in the Soul Forge with diamonds, 4,000 diamonds to be exact. And this way you can get whatever mythic you want instead of just making it a random thing that happens every once in a blue moon. You can just do dungeons every day and save up until you get 4,000 diamonds. And that's what I've been doing. Still targeting down about, I think, half the mythics. I think I have half of them, maybe a little more than half. So I still have some that I'm targeting. I pretty much have all the key ones, but I still need like the Possessed King and Obsidious and a couple other ones like that. So I just use the key team here on the dungeon, just so I don't have to think too hard about it, and it works like a charm. Also, I'm using a class that I need to level up, which right now is Priest. I've almost got Priest to 100. I think I'm on like 93 or something like that. So it was just the next highest class. There's no reason I picked it. Just the only reason I picked it was because it was the one I had closest to 100. So no like reason as far as the class goes. Yeah, I just want to do dungeons first thing every day. This is the bare minimum things you should do each day. And I would say dungeons is number 1. That way, eventually, you have 4,000 diamonds, and you can get Infernus, or Hiking Iron Gut, or Ferrous Ra. You can wait till the week where they're available to be crafted, and you can spend your 4,000 diamonds. And if you do it every single day, and then you buy the offer on Sunday, which cost I think like 200 gems. I don't know, something like that. You get even more diamonds, because on Sunday you get like way more diamonds. I think Sunday, I think you get like 40 or 50 diamonds instead of like 20. And then the offer's worth way more too. You get like, I can't even remember. It's like 100 or something, 120 or something crazy. So yeah, if you do for 6 days, getting 20 at a time, you know, 6 times 20, 120 diamonds. And then you're going to be getting on that Sunday, you'll be getting a lot more, like that much on its own just for one day. So in a whole week, I know you can get at least like 250 diamonds. I don't even know for sure exactly, but something like that. So it doesn't take that long to save up for a mythic, maybe a couple months, with all the other diamonds you're going to be getting just from doing events and guild stuff. So the next thing you should do is the adventure board. So this just recently came into the game a month or so ago, maybe 2 months. And just use your fast team, whatever you have. I'm still using the Sunbird team, good old faithful Sunbird and Imperial Jewel, the Mirage Queen and Firebomb. Yeah, just quickly get your adventure board done. You don't want to leave it hanging there. You just want to get it done every single day. That way you can open up the next one. Because as soon as you get your adventure board done, it starts the timer to get you to the next adventure board, which could be gems, which could be glory, could be some nice keys or something. So you want to make sure you do them every day. That way you can get the max amount of resources each week for doing your adventure board. And this took the place of the event gems, little snot gems or whatever people call them, which they still use for the main one there, the kill 100 troops. So you have the overall one, kill 100 troops. That's going to give me 20 gems, which you just do, you do as you go. You don't like specifically do that. You just play the game and eventually it gets done pretty much. And then the other ones, you just use your quick team and you just blow right through them, get a bunch of resources, and that way tomorrow when I log in, I'll have a whole new fresh adventure board to get 3 more different types of resources, and then so on and so on. The more you do them, the faster you do them, the more they'll reset and give you more challenges to do. So yeah, just use a quick team, blow right through them. Who cares what it is? If it's souls, if it's gold, you don't want it there. So who cares if you don't need gold? Just do it anyway, and that way it'll be replaced with something else the next day. You don't want to just leave it there just because you don't need it. You want to go ahead and just blow through them real quick. Like, I don't really need those souls, but I went ahead and did it because I want something else in that spot tomorrow. I don't want to leave the souls up there, and eventually it'll probably change, but I don't know. I think recently they changed it to where everybody gets the same thing every day, as long as you do them each day, instead of it being random. That way people can't get like 3 gems every day, and then somebody else gets like 3 souls every day. So I think they changed it to where it's more fair for everybody and not as RNG. So yeah, make sure you get them done every single day. That way you're not falling behind everybody else, and get all the resources they'll give you. And I think this is better than the old way, where you would have to kill whatever 100 purple troops to help somebody kill somebody or do something. Like, that thing was hard to get done each week, and the rewards were decent. Like, you would end up with like 75 gems or 125 gems and some other stuff, but this is so much easier, and you get tons of gems doing it too. So the next thing I would recommend you do each day is whatever the event is for the day, whether it's a class event or a pet event or a delve faction or whatever it is that for that day or that weekend or whatever it is. Make sure you do it, whatever it is. If it's the faction, that'll help you get chaos shards and get further in your delves. If it's the class, that'll help you get class EXP or the weapon easier, or and there's always good resources to be gained as a reward for doing this, for all these events. So yeah, whatever event it is for the day, You want to make sure you get it done. It's so worth it with the resources. It doesn't matter if it's class or faction or pet or bounty or whatever it is, it's always worth it to do it. I would say the one that's the least worth it to do it is probably the class. Like if it's a class you don't care about that much, and like say it's the worst class in the game, and they do a class event. Those aren't like worth spending any gems on to get like more sigils or anything. You want to make sure you just do the free battles, and even just sometimes I even just skip it, but most of the time I do whatever the event of the day is. At least that's my next step in my process for each day, the bare minimum. So we start out, we do dungeons. I make sure I do that every day no matter what. Next up is adventure board. I make sure I do that every day no matter what. Next is whatever the event is for the day or the week or whatever. Usually I'm talking about for the day. Sometimes there's only one that's for like the week or the weekend or whatever. But whatever event it is for that one day, that's the next thing I do. But it does depend a little bit on what it is. If it's a class event for the worst class in the game, I might just skip it, or I might just do a couple of the free battles and get a few diamonds, or sometimes it does depend on the event for the day. But like pet rescue, you can do this in 10 minutes or 5 minutes, and you'll see at the end of this I'm gonna get a good reward that's worth it. For every pet that you ascend, you get gems, you get orbs. It's so worth it to level up your pets, especially ones like Moon and Mimic, and there's a couple other ones, but mostly Moon and Mimic. But yeah, definitely a good thing to do is whatever event it is. So like today, it is the Dragon Kitty pet, and so I'm making sure I get this done. Is it 100% imperative that you do this? Not as much as like the dungeon and the adventure board, but it is the next thing I would recommend that you do if you have the time, is whatever event it is for the day. And sometimes you even want to spend gems on whatever it is. If it's bounty, sometimes even on Delve faction events. Some days you do want to spend a little bit of gems and get some more sigils and complete the whole thing out, because it's totally worth it with the resources and rewards you get. You'll end up with a major orb at the end or something, or a couple minor orbs, or a bunch of gems that makes it worth it spending gems. Like you end up on coming out with profit on gems. So it all depends what event it is for the day. But if it's a pet, I usually do it, especially if it only comes around every once in a while. You might as well do it and get it done and make sure, because it's hard to get pets leveled up, and it's free EXP for your class, and I'm gonna end up getting a really good reward here at the end of this. And the team I'm using, this is just for fun. It's not like a awesome team or anything. It's just Mountain Crusher, Mercy, World Breaker, and Infernus. I just use this for fun to switch it up, because sometimes I get tired of the key team. Sometimes I get tired of skull spam, and so I switch it up every once in a while. It's not like this team is awesome or anything. There's other teams that could get through this quicker. As you see, it's not exactly going super fast, but it's kind of fun to use World Breaker and Infernus together. So I'm still getting my class experience for my priest. I'm gonna end up with an awesome reward at the end for the pet. I'm gonna level up the pet. The Dragon Kitty is only gonna come around every once in a while. Any other time, it's totally RNG if you get the Dragon Kitty. So when it comes around, you want to make sure you do it, because you never know when it's going to come up again. However many pets there are, that's how many weeks until Dragon Kitty's going to come around again, for sure. Other than that, it's totally RNG, just a random chance that you get the Dragon Kitty when somebody gets a pet gnome. So make sure you do the pets. I know it's not like the most exciting thing in the world to do, but there's some things in this game that if you don't do it, you're going to get behind, and it's never going to come up again, and you're going to be like, what the heck, how come this guy has these stats, or this many orbs, or this many gems, Well, that's why, because he does the event every day. He doesn't say, "Oh, it's just a dragon kitty pet. I don't care about that. All do it's just a pet. It doesn't do nothing." Yeah, it doesn't do anything, but the levels, and the ascension of this pet does do something. It gives you resources. It gives you orbs. It adds to your total pet levels. So it does do something. Just because the pet is totally only cosmetic doesn't matter. It still helps out to get these done. Plus, you're getting experience for your class, and you're just getting other little resources as you go, and pet food for your other pets. So it's always helpful to do the pet battles. Like I said, it's not 100% like dungeons or adventure board or guild event, like guild related things, which is the next thing we're going to talk about. But I usually do them in this order, because most of the time I have my guild stuff done, or mostly done. So at this point, it's Saturday, I think. I don't even know what day it is. Yeah, Saturday. So I pretty much have most of my guild requirements done, and we have all the rewards for our guild event. So that slid behind the daily or weekend event because I already have most of that done. But that is the next thing on the list of bare minimum things you should do each day. Which, I don't know if that's going to be the title of this video or not, but that's pretty much the topic of the title. What does Sinnycool do every day at a bare minimum on Gems of War? How can you be better at Gems of War by doing these things, these bare minimum things each day? And I would totally recommend doing at least dungeons and adventure board every day, on top of whatever else thing you're gonna do. Maybe you like doing arena every day. Maybe you like doing PvP to rank 1. Maybe you like doing delves and factions, or explore, or treasure maps, or whatever you like to do. Whatever you like to do. Just make sure you get dungeons, adventure board, and guild requirements and guild events all done every day or every week, or whatever you want to, however you want to perform for yourself. The more you do, the further you'll get in the game. The less things you do, the more you put off stuff, the further behind you get. If you say, "Oh, the Dragon Kitty, who gives a crap about that? It's just cosmetic. I'll never care about the cosmetic pet. It's not going to give me any stats." That's still not, that's true, but it's not all the way true. It's not totally worthless to do this, because, like I said, you're going to be getting pet mastery levels, and pet food, and just rewards for leveling up and ascending any pet. It doesn't matter if they have stats, if they're useful, it doesn't matter. So cosmetic pets also count towards that. Leveling them up, ascending them, still counts towards getting those major orbs, getting those other minor orbs, getting gems. So it's definitely worth doing. Plus, as you go, you're getting experience, and just doing something. The more battles you do, whatever it is, the better you're going to be, and the further you're going to get in the game. But yeah, that's what I would recommend: dungeons, then adventure board, and then whatever the event is for the day. Can't remember what it was yesterday. What was it yesterday? And some days there's not anything. Like every once in a while, I think once a week, maybe sometimes twice, there'll be nothing. And that's your day where you can take a day off. You can just log in, do your dungeons, do your adventure board, and then get the heck out of there. Take a break. Now, you see I died there. My hero died, but that's what I'm saying. This team isn't perfect, but it still made it through decently quickly, all the way through the pet rescue. And now we're going to collect our rewards. So we get 50 rubies, 18,000 gold, 3 white pet food, 2 red pet food, and 4 dragon kitties. So now I can ascend Dragon Kitty to the next level. So you want to go over to your troops menu, go to pets, and this is post commentary, by the way. This is a way I could get in the video today. Went ahead and recorded just my everyday Gems of War play, just to show just to see maybe you guys were interested in what I do each day and how I go about playing the game. So yeah, see, got the ascension on the Dragon Kitty, then I leveled it up, and now we go and check and see if we got a reward for doing that. Good old Dragon Kitty. Red Event Pet. Did it already give it to me? Oh, there it is. Okay, Pet Mastery Milestone Reward. Orb of Chaos. It's not a major orb, but still. And it's Orb of Growth, but still. You got a chance. You can get an orange. You can get a purple. You can get a blue. Green's the worst, but it's still better than nothing. So the next thing I would recommend is getting whatever your guild tasks are done. So whatever your guild requirements are, ours is 450,000 gold. How many seals? 1375 seals or something like that, and then 200 trophies. So I still have 29 trophies to go, but I'll get that done easily. So I'm not super worried about that. And then I'm checking on our event. It's raids this week. We're done with that. We've got all the stages done. So I got me a major orb of wisdom for Portal 10. And all those other rewards all the way through stage 8 or whatever, or stage 10, Portal 10. And here I am. I always make sure I'm not in the bottom. I never want to be in this bottom list here. If you go all the way to the bottom of the list in the guild, I don't want to be on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I never want to be in the bottom 6. That's just my own personal thing I do. I feel like the best way I can help the guild and hold myself up to a standard is make sure I'm never in the bottom. If you go straight to the bottom, those 6 names that you see, I never want to be there. So that's usually my goal. Also, I'm giving a high five to a guildie here so they can get some renown, or whatever you call it, honor, whatever it is, the stupid little honor system. We just trade high fives just so we can get honored up. It's not that big of a deal, but I told if you trade with somebody, hopefully they give you one every day. You give them one every day, and eventually you'll get honored up and gain some levels on that honor stuff. But yeah, I'd recommend doing your guild, whatever your requirements are. Make sure you get those done for the week. Make sure you participate in the event and whatever you held yourself to, whether it's just doing the bare minimum or making sure you're not on the bottom or getting all the way to the top and being number 1 or top 5 or whatever you decide for yourself. Make sure you get your guild stuff done. If you're not in a guild, get in a guild immediately. It's a pool of 30 active people all contributing together to get way more rewards than you would get by yourself. You get 30 times the rewards plus more. You don't have to talk to anybody. I have a video about this. Joining a guild is the biggest game changer in all of Gems of War, especially if you get a good guild. Just make sure you're not the only one doing stuff. Make sure you do stuff, and make sure there's at least a few other people doing as much as you. You don't want to be like the only one doing stuff, and you also don't want to be a leech. So there's a nice little fine line to run on there. But I did some PvP there, just one trophy rank PvP to show, hey, that's what I'm gonna do to get my trophies. The rest of my 29 trophies that I need to get my guild requirement. What else here? So got all my seals done. Got all my gold that I needed to contribute. I do that right away each week. So I still need to get 28 more trophies. So maybe I'll do arena here. This will give me 30 trophies if I win all 8 battles, and then I'll be totally done with the guild requirements for the week. So just gonna use runic blade. So I picked baby dragon first. That's red, just to do some damage to knock them down so the runic blade can kill and gain stats. So I'm thinking in my head, I've already got yellow, I've already got green, I've already got red, so what do I need? So I picked blue, I picked the archer, the frozen archer, whatever the heck her name is, and then it just, they were all yellow-green on the last one, so I just picked the best troop. But yeah, I could do this, I could do arena next to get all my trophies done, but this is just what I do, bare minimum each day. So I always start out, get dungeons done, every single day. I don't think I've missed a day. I may have missed like 1 or 2 days out of the whole last year doing dungeons. So I do dungeons every single day. I've been doing adventure board every single day. I think I've done it almost every day except for maybe once since it came about. And then after that, whatever the event is for the day or the weekend for you, that's what you want to do next. Like I said, there's some leeway and room for uh, procrastination, or just some of them aren't as important as others. Bounty is super important. You get tons of resources. Delves faction events are pretty important. They're not like, if you can do it, that it's great. But if it's a class that a crappy class that you don't care about, sometimes you can skip it. Trying to think of something else, like a pet that you have totally ascended. Like I have Moon all the way ascended. There's nothing I could do if Moon pops up as the event for that week, for that day, or whatever, for the weekend or whatever. There's nothing I can gain from that except for like a little bit of pet food. So that's one I could skip. If you have a class all the way leveled up, like if Titan came up, or Sentinel, or Thief, or any of those, I would skip that one. So there is times that you do skip certain events. But if it's something like Bounty, or a Delve faction that you don't have totally the 500 with Horde level 1,000,000 or whatever, make sure you do whatever it is. Like Dragon Kitty, I don't have ascended all the way, I don't have leveled all the way up, so I made sure to do that. If it's a bounty, make sure you do that. Those are really good resources, and something you should do every single time. What else? Class, if it's a good class that you don't have totally leveled up, that's a good thing to do. Just make sure you do those. And I don't want to run through this whole arena. I'm just showing you some examples of things I would do to get trophies, to finish up my guild requirements there with the 200 trophies that we still need 28, which will be easy to get done. It's Saturday. I'll finish it tonight or tomorrow with arena, finish off that arena, or do a few PvP battles or something. But the next thing I would say after all of that, after dungeons, after venture board, after the event for the day, after doing your guild event and requirements, next I would say go to your delves and get those done, the 3 delves. Do I do this every day? No, I barely ever do this. I used to do it every day, and I wish I could do it every day, but a lot of the time I just skip it lately, and I wish I did it. It's something I wish I did more of, like drinking water. I wish I drank more water. I wish I did push-ups every day. I wish I worked out every day. I wish I went for a run every day. This is something that you should do every day, but me personally, right now I'm not doing it, but I wish I was. So if I'm telling you, instead of if do what I say and not what I do type stuff, I would say if you have time, after all the other stuff I mentioned, if you have time, make sure you do your delves every day. Get your warrens farming done at least, or pick a faction and try to go really far in it. Level the horde level all the way up, the horde quality all the way up. Check out all my videos on delves. I've got part 1, 2, 3, I think 4 now. I got like 4 parts talking about farming, talking about horde level and quality, talking about high level delves, talking about faction events, and we haven't put out the last one yet, but it's going to be about pure faction. So yeah, if you can do this every day, it's like one of the last things I would recommend. But if you can do it every day, props to you. You will get it further than me. And I used to do this. But I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say I do it every day right now. Because right now, I got all my horde quality at 10. I got all my horde levels up to like 100 at least. And I don't know. I've been lazy about it lately. I wish I was doing it every day. I do the faction events when they pop up, and sometimes I'll farm the Warrens, sometimes I'll run through the Hall of Guardians to see how far I can get. And I don't know. I wish I was doing them every day, but that's what I would recommend next. Other than that, get your PvP rank to 1. You can do that throughout the week, or you can pick a day and just do it all in one day. Like I said, make sure you get all your guild requirements done, whatever they may be. Make sure you participate in the event. You don't want to be the person with the least points, or have 0 points, or be in that last 5. That's just a terrible look. You don't want to do that. Make sure you're contributing what you should be contributing. Do your adventure board. Yeah. So just to reiterate, dungeons every single day, no excuse. Adventure board every single day, no excuse. Event, whatever the event is, there's some excuses depending on what the event is. Guild requirements, no excuse. Guild event, no excuse. Then after that, do your delves if you can. It's like drinking water, going for a run, doing push-ups, doing exercise. It'll really help you out, but I've been skipping it lately, and I wish I was still doing it. But please like, share, subscribe. I hope this helps somebody out, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.